morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of day it is. Hope it's a good one. Well, I'm Sara Sach of Coffee and Crochet with Sara, and it's time to get started. Are you all ready? So, I've had a very eventful week. Doctor's appointments, sick family, lots of weird things, unable to sleep. But you know what? I'm not going to let it steal my joy. The other thing that happened is, see my mannequin right behind me? Okay, so she broke last week. She fell off her stick, okay? So I asked my husband, I said, can you fix her? Her name is Stockinette. I said, can you fix her because I need her this week? And he fixed her and stuffed her right back up inside. And I'm sitting here getting ready for our video, and I look back and the top of her starts tilting and she just falls right off her stick. So I've got her all leaned up against the counter. I think he's going to have to fix her again. I did see some really pretty ones at Hobby Lobby that are on sale. They're made like a black velvet, and I'm thinking I might need one of those anyway. But I'm just sitting here getting ready to hit the button, go live, and my mannequin just falls over. Okay, anyway. Are you all ready to get started? Oh, goodness gracious. All right, I see a whole bunch of you here. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get started and clink in. I'm drinking some caramel cream Irish coffee today. Clinkety, clink, clink, clink. It was so hot last week. Today it's like in the 70s. It's like, hallelujah, I love cool weather. Oh my goodness. I do have a little bit of a scratchy throat. The other really cool thing is that the smoke is finally starting to clear out, and we can actually see Pikes Peak in the mountains from my back deck again. So maybe next week we'll have to go out there. We'll see. All right, so I've got a really big show today, so buckle up, Buttercup, because we're going to be moving fast, okay? Got a lot to talk about. The first thing I want to do, since we've all clinkety clink clink clinked in, is I want to tell you about our shout out of the week. And I was so busy last week with doctor's appointments and sick family and all that stuff that I did not take the time to find a shout out. And so this morning I thought, you know what? I need to find us somebody really cool and that we can do a shout out for. And I came across this one, and it was kind of a funny thing because I originally was looking for another person because I remembered one of their videos from Pinterest. But I came across this young lady. She's probably younger than my kids, and she's terrific, okay? And I really loved it because she's from my home state. Okay, so her name is Kylee, Okie girl, Bling and things. She's an Okie like me. Although I was born in Iowa, I was raised in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. All my life, I married an Air Force guy. We went all over the world, and then we settled back in Oklahoma for about 16 years before we moved up here. Oh, what was my mannequin's name? Her name is Stockinette. It comes from, it's a knitting term, stockinette. You're going to meet Skip in just a minute anyway, so that's her boyfriend, okay? So anyway, I want you to go over. I've already posted her link for her YouTube channel on the Posh Pooch Designs page, and I'll also put it underneath the video on YouTube because I want you to go check her out. She does some really neat tutorials, and I love listening to her talk because it just brings me back to my childhood because she says y'all, and I just loved it. Just a really nice young lady. Okay, her name's Kylee. Okie girl, Bling and things. She does lots of crochet, knitting, and other crafts. Okay, so that's our shout out of the week. You can find her either on the Posh Pooch Designs page or in the notes underneath the video, okay, on YouTube. All right, now, I get a lot of questions about the way to tie off and weave in your ends. And I'm going to do a little demonstration, kind of show you what I do, because we want, when we work really hard on a really nice project, and then we just tie a knot and it looks you know, uneven, or just not as neat as we would like it to be. And then we throw it in the wash and the ends all come out. And so I'm going to show you what I do to make it look nice and neat on the edges. And this works whether you're using a circle, a square, you know, any shape. I'm talking too fast again, aren't I? Sorry. I just feel like I have a lot to talk about today. Okay, and I'm using my hands a lot. Oh, did you notice my shirt? Coffee and crochet. I bought this one a few years ago and I forgot I had it. I was going through my closet. Anyway, let's click down over here to the top cam, get right into this. Let me move my coffee without spilling it this week. All right, let's move my little sign here that I like to put out. And what I have here is just a circle, and I did it with a chunking. I think this is a number 5 or a number 6. I can't remember. It's just a piece of yarn or ball of yarn I had left over that I wanted to use. And I do have a few sparkles on my workspace. If you see it, it's from what we did yesterday. It's actually pieces of metallic. Okay, so you've made a circle or a square, or you finished off any project that you're working on, and I just whipped this up real fast. All right, so whether you're joining or not, we're going to tie off in a similar fashion. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just join to the top of my chain 3 with the slip stitch. Okay, so I'm done making this circle, you know, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn. And so what do I do now? All right, so what I do, because if you just go ahead and tie off to the back, you end up with that little, what I call a blip. It's really hard to make it look pretty. All right, so I'm going to pull that out. So I've tied off, or joined, I mean, to my chain 3. And then what I do is I pull my hook out, I make sure my loop's just a little bit big, and I go behind the next stitch. And if you've watched a few of my videos, you've seen me do this. I grab that loop and I pull it to the back. Okay, and then I tie this off to the back. And what happens is you get a nice continuous join around. All right, so then we turn it over and we can take our needle. That needs to be weaved in as well, of course. And then we'll just thread that needle on. And then we'll go through some of the stitches with our needle and turn and go back up and go through some of the fibers. Because it's very important that you go through the fibers of the yarn. That's what's going to hold it when you put it through the wash. And I come down, I go back up, and I'm going to turn around and kind of go back over where I went, going through stitches and fibers. And I'll usually do that 2 or 3 times depending on what I'm making. And that gives you, if you missed that because it disconnected for a few minutes, all I did was take my needle and weave that in, going through the fibers. Okay. And you're going to go through stitches, you're going to go through the fibers of the yarn, because that, like I said, is what's going to keep it from coming undone when you wash it. Once you've stitched it the amount that you want, that you've gone through your fibers, you've gone through your stitches, what I do is I go underneath. It's almost like in between. You don't want it to show to the front because this is the back, this is the front. You want to just go behind, which I unthreaded that. Let's rethread that real quick, and we'll do that again. All right, so what I do is I go behind or in between those stitches, and then I'll clip that. And I realize that's the back. It's not going to matter that much, but it is going to make it look a lot neater. You're going to have a nice, smooth edge, and this will work on any type of thing you're going to work on. Okay, and I don't even remember what this yarn is. It's just a thick yarn that I had, and it's in a nice fall colors. I might have to rejoin that and make this into a nice little doily for on the back deck. But it's just a simple way to tie off so that it looks nice and neat. And it doesn't matter the shape of the project you're working on. It can be the edge of a hat, the edge of a blanket, the edge of a headband. Wherever you're tying off, if you do that extra little loop and pull it to the back, it's not really an extra little loop, but pull it up a little, and pull it to the back and then tie it off to the back like that, it makes a much neater appearance. Okay? I get questions about that all the time because a lot of times you get that little bump when you tie off your project, and nobody wants that. Okay? Alrighty, so before we talk about what's new this week, I want to show you some new yarns that I received. I'm going to move this out of the way because that's going to be in our way. And I got 3 new types of yarn. These are Michael's brand. This one is called Impeccable Speckle Stripes. And you'll see it has solid stripes, and then it has this particular, like right in there, there's some speckles. I'm going to show you these under the other camera as well. I just want to show you what I received. And I got 2 of each of these. This one's called Impeccable Speckle. Okay, and this one is called Hot Sunshine. Isn't that pretty? I really like this one because you know I love yellows anyway, and this one's kind of yellows and oranges. And then this one I absolutely fell in love with. This one is just your Impeccable. It's variegated, and it's called Falling Leaves. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, let's look at them under this other camera just so it gets a little bit truer in the colors. All right, so here's the 3 colors. This one is called, I don't think I gave you the name, it's just called Amethyst. It's lots of purples, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I thought this would be really good for something going towards Valentine's Day. And I know that sounds strange to a lot of people, but I'm already planning for the future in Valentine's Day. All right, this one is that one I was telling you about. That's called Hot Sunshine, Impeccable Speckle. This is Impeccable Speckle Stripes. And this one is the variegated. Look at those colors. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. And this one is just Impeccable. And it is called Falling Leaves. All of these, I got 2 of each color that came in. And all of them are medium weight number 4 yarns. There's something going on with Michael's yarn because they're all so much softer than they used to be. And they're coming out with lots of new colors, stripes, speckles, and just really, really doing a great job of keeping up with what us crocheters really want. Okay, so we've got the Impeccable Speckle Stripes, and they have lots more colors of those. We've got the Impeccable Speckle, and they have a lot more colors of these. And the speckle basically is your shorter variegated. You can see the stripes are a lot shorter in that. And then we have the Impeccable variegated, medium weight, number 4 acrylic yarns. And I love all of these. My brain is already going to different projects for each one. And I received 2 of each color. All right, so those are our new yarns that we have. Now, yesterday, I got notice from Hershner's that they are sending me some neat, super neat, not sending me, I ordered them, so they're coming. Some super duper neat, I can't remember what they're called. They're called Huggables or something like that. Hug blanket or something. What it is. If you go on their website, you can see them. That's Hershners.com. It's an animal that has its arms out like this. And then it has a skein of yarn inside. And you make a blanket that goes with this animal with its arms out. I'm so excited. I think I got a puppy, a monkey, and maybe a bear. I ordered 3 of them. And the reason I'm telling you about this is because if you go to like Amazon or Mary Maxim or one of those, other yarn places. I can't even remember it's a DMC brand, but they are 27, anywhere from $20 to $27. On Hershner's, they're $9.99. Okay, and if you use the code to get the shipping for free, now I don't know how long the code's good for. You'll have to go to their website and find it. It ends up being $30, so you're getting like 3 of them for the price of 1. So I thought I would let you know about those. I don't have them yet, and I don't know how long the sale's going to last. So, but you can go online. It's Hug something, but it's a stuffed animal with its arms out like, around, and then the yarn is inside it, and then you make a blanket that matches they make great gifts. But I will tell you, I am going to be using those, one of them anyway, for a giveaway soon when they come in. So keep that in mind as well. All right, let's talk about what's new with Posh Pooch Designs this week. So on the mannequin back there, that stockinette that fell over, is what we did on Friday Fun Day. And what we did is we took a sweater, we made a cowl, we made some arm warmers. Here's the arm warmers. Isn't that neat? They're super cool. Out of the arms, we made a cowl, and then we also made a headband. And we're trimming them with crochet. All right, and that's what we did last Friday. Now this next Friday, I'm going to show you how to take just an everyday t-shirt and add a crochet trim to the collar. We're going to make a crochet collar that you can put on any shirt, whether it's a tank top, a t-shirt, a black, as long as it has a regular collar, not with a collar. Although you could put it under the collar. Anyway, if you want to learn that, that's what we're going to do this Friday for Friday Fun Day. You can use any yarn and any crochet hook, and I'll explain all of that on Friday. All right, so yesterday we did our Wicked Beanie Hat, and we had so much fun with this. All right, so I told you were going to meet Skip. This is Skip, and he's wearing our Wicked hat, and I want you to see, if you can, that it is all done with reflective yarn. And this is a Red Heart reflective yarn. It's a bulky number 5, and it works great for this hat, okay? But you don't have to have the reflective yarn. You can use any yarn that you want to that is a bulky number 5, and also you don't have to stripe it. I did because I had those colors, and I wanted to use them. And I love it. It was made especially for a friend as far as the pattern. She had a bunch of the reflective yarn. She wanted to make a hat to wear when she's out with her kids in the dark, of course, on trick or treat. But she wanted one with the reflection, so when cars come by, it reflects. Okay, I'm going to see if this other camera will show you how it reflects a little better. There you go. See that reflections in it's got a thread that is reflective. See the pom-pom? Yep. It's pretty cool. I've used this yarn to make dog collars, to make dog bandanas, to make headbands, and things like that. My daughter, because she's a jogger when she's feeling good, she loves to run. She always has. And she likes to make headbands for her and her daughter and her son with this reflective yarn also. All right, now one thing about this hat, this is just your basic hat, but what I like to do also, let me unroll this, is you can wear it as a slouchy hat. So if you're a person who likes slouchies, let's unroll that, then this hat works for you as well. Okay? Super cool. And again, you don't have to use reflective yarn. And if you want to know where to buy reflective yarn, you can get that at yarnspirations.com, because I believe I ordered in another purple one. I can't remember which color it was. It was the purple, because I want to use it for another project for the dogs. All right, so the other thing we did this week was our fuzzy Lovey blanket. And what it is you take that, remember that yarn I showed you last week that was so pretty? You make the Lovey, but it's made with a hole because you want to put a baby in there. Not a real baby, a stuffed baby. Don't put this on your baby. And I like to use the Beanie Boos because they have big heads. But you can take it out and they can play with it. And you can use any stuffed animal. And you can even make a stuffed animal. It doesn't matter. However you want to do it. And then you just pop that back in there. And you've got your Lovey. Okay, I made a pink and white one with a little white poodle, and I gave it to a friend of ours. They're having a baby girl. I was teasing them because they have 2 boys, and the boys are like 8 and 10, and they're having a baby girl this month, and I call her the surprise baby girl. So anyway, the pink and white one that I showed you in the video has already gone to its owner. Next week, we're going to be revealing the winner of the fun bags that I showed you last week, along with one of my, they're over there, one of my Crochet with Sara, or Coffee and Crochet zipper bags. And they've been selling so fast, I've had to go and get some more made. And I'm glad that you really, really like them. I'm selling them as cheap as I can because I don't want you to have to pay a bunch of money for them. But it does cost to get the print put on and the bags themselves and stuff like that. And of course, we're doing free shipping. So anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'm hoping that you have a super duper fun week. And I will see you one way or the other next Tuesday. Bye-bye, everybody.